One of the great things about Studio is that it's made here at Shaper for Shaper Origin and also for all kinds of woodworkers. And one of the things that Shaper does well is hardware. So Origin does a great job of installing hardware, and part of the reason behind that is we have a great hardware library, and Studio now does an awesome job of using the hardware library and making it easy to design with hardware in mind. So just to show you what that looks like, I'm going to open the main menu. I'm going to use this as a quick jumping off point. I can get to Shaper Hub really easily from here. And now that I'm in Shaper Hub, I can go to my hardware catalog and I can search for hinges that Shaper has here, or if I already know what I'm looking for, in this case I'm looking for a sauce hinge, I can filter by the brand. And now I've got all manner of sauce hinges here. And let's say I wanted to install the 103. I'm going to say sync to my files. Now if I go back to Studio, I'm here in my file where I have sort of a lid that I'll be installing on a box later. And I want to align some hinges along the edge of this lid. So what I can do is I can import from my files. And there I see the sauce hinges that I've recently synced to my files. And I can really easily just import that. I place the object, and you'll notice that it has an anchor on this design that is not centered, and it's red. And what this means is that it's a custom shape anchor. So this is to help you reference your hardware specific to where an edge should be or how the hardware is supposed to be installed. So here I can just take this hardware design and I can actually type in the exact position where I want it to be. For example, this lid is 12 inches wide, so I think I want it to be about, let's try a -4 inches. That's great. And then if we want a symmetrical piece of hardware, we can duplicate this, and we can just put the opposite value in there. Again, that should be a positive. And now our lid design is ready to go and to cut out with either Origin or Benchpilot. Studio now has custom shape anchor. So what that means is when you import something to Studio that had a custom anchor in the file, so it had a little red triangle, that's to help position that design. Now in Studio, that custom position gets imported as a custom shape anchor. So if I go to my files, and I import something like, say, this file that I found on Shaper Hub that I synced. If I import it to Studio, now the custom anchor that this user put in their file is being applied to the shape as a custom shape anchor. And that's great because it means I can take this shape and I can now position it in my Studio design, and I can even make duplicates of this shape and continue to position them with reference to each other. And finally, if I wanted to take this design and then give Origin something from this design to reference as a position, then what I want is I want an anchor for the entire design. And so I'll go into my design mode, and I will, under position details, I will click on Add Origin Anchor so that that turns on the custom anchor for this entire design. And now I can position things really precisely with Origin.